be cool. Because otherwise it makes interference.
Hello everyone, thank you for coming. Obviously a lot of us here today. Can we please start? Please turn your phones off or on silent to start with. Okay? Now, we've got 2 microphones. You can raise your hand if you have a question. Obviously everyone's not going to get a chance today, there's too many here. But please wait for the microphone to come around and we're going to start down the front with Julian Guy.
Ricky, there's been a lot of speculation in the last couple of days about your own future. I know you've spoken to some of our Australian colleagues about it, but for the benefit of the rest of us, could you just set the record straight, please?
Yeah, I can. As you say, I've spoken to the Australian journalists this morning. There's been some stuff back at home about me retiring after the World Cup. That's just completely false, untrue. I've never even thought about or contemplated retiring at the end of this World Cup. I'm enjoying my cricket as much as ever. Obviously, this is one of the more exciting weeks you'll have as an international player, being in a quarter final against India in the World Cup. So all I've been focusing on is training and preparing well and getting myself right for a big game tomorrow. So that's whatever you've read. Don't worry too much about that. Hopefully you'll see a bit more of me playing in the next few years.
Ricky, yeah. People talk about pressure and all about before this big match. Is it a pressure or is it more of an anxiety doing well before for the big match?
Speaking on our behalf, I think we're just really excited about what tomorrow holds. When we left Australia, if someone had told us that we would be playing a quarter final against India in the World Cup, I think we all have been very excited about that fact. It doesn't get any bigger than that in our game to play. Well, unless you're playing in a World Cup final, I guess in India against India would be probably slightly bigger. But no, really exciting feeling around our group today. We've trained particularly well the last couple of days. Obviously, we're disappointed with our last performance, but I think that's actually probably made us a little bit better, made us realise that what we were doing probably wasn't as good as it needed to be, and we had to lift ourselves. And I think the excitement and the energy around our group the last couple of days is what you'd expect going into a World Cup quarter final. So we're looking forward to the game tomorrow.
Ricky, as captain of the Australian team, you have probably having mixed memories of playing in India. Keeping everything in mind, is it going to be your biggest game that you have played in India as captain?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, probably one of the biggest games that I've played as captain. Certainly one of the most exciting, and hopefully for us one of the most enjoyable as well. And whichever way you look at it, we're going to be playing in front of a packed house tomorrow against a very good Indian team in a World Cup. So yeah, it's a big game. It's a big challenge for all of us as a team. I'm sure that the Indian team are looking at it in exactly the same way, and I'm sure they're a bit anxious and a bit nervous about what the outcome of the game will be tomorrow as well. So yeah, I'm sure everyone that's here today will enjoy the game. Everyone that comes and watches tomorrow, I'm sure will enjoy the game as well.
Yeah. Ricky, given all the chat about retirement, captaincy, own worries about your form, this is the biggest challenge you're facing in your career personally?
I don't think I never look at it that way. It's no good putting any more pressure on myself or putting any more pressure on the team. I've just really tried to enjoy the last couple of days as far as the preparation, the training goes, the hard work goes, and then tomorrow you just go out and play. That's the reason we train as hard as we do, so when you get out onto the field you can just relax and let everything take over, let your instincts take over. We know that we need to play with freedom tomorrow. We know we need to play with some conviction, and we need to play the Australian way, and if we do that, I'm sure it'll be a great contest.
Ricky, with such huge experience of playing the World Cups, where would you place this World Cup personally, and is it going to spur you for the big moment since you are a big match player?
Look, it's been a very enjoyable World Cup as far as we're concerned so far. This is what you're here for now, these big games. The quarters, semi-finals and finals are what World Cups are all about. And we know in tournaments like this that it's, you can go through without dropping a game, but tomorrow's a do or die sort of game for both teams. So I guess that's what makes it more exciting. The fact that there's so much riding on the end result tomorrow makes it, is the reason that you want to play international cricket. So, how do I compare it to other World Cups? Probably better off asking me that tomorrow night. I might have a bit more of a positive answer to give you then, hopefully.
You have played first match here. Compared to that, do you find any change in the look, the way pitch is looking?
No, not particularly. No, the wicket we had against Zimbabwe was quite a good surface. Actually, it was pretty much what you'd expect for a subcontinental wicket. A little bit slower, spun a bit more in the second innings of the game maybe than the first, which is what you expect everywhere around the country. We're going to send our coaches down late tonight as well, just to have a look at the ground and see if there's any dew about. We understand it's going to be nice and hot tomorrow. I think it's supposed to be 41 or something tomorrow, so it'll be nice and hot for the boys out there. But yeah, we should know the conditions pretty well. I don't think anything surprises us with any conditions we've had through the World Cup so far, and having had the experience of playing one game here earlier in the tournament, we should have a reasonable idea.
Ricky, tomorrow either Ricky Ponting or Sachin Tendulkar crashes out of the World Cup. Do you think it's unfortunate for the cricket lovers that the teams are meeting so early?
Look, it's more than that. It's more than one individual from each team. It's the Australian team crashes out or the Indian team crashes out. So whichever way you look at it there, it's going to be disappointing for someone. Is it disappointing that we're meeting now? We don't see it as being disappointing, no. I've said to the guys all the way along, if you want to win a World Cup, you've got to beat the best teams. And in India, we're one of the favoured teams coming in, and probably nothing's changed until now. So if we want to win the World Cup, we've obviously got to win tomorrow, and it's going to be a great challenge for both teams.
Ricky, you just mentioned you want to play like the Australian way tomorrow in the big game, but we haven't seen Australia off the field in their Australian way so far. No words been exchanged, no chin music, no bigger words. So what is happening with the Australian side?
Just learned to keep our mouths closed a little bit more, I guess, over the years, and hope that our cricket does the talking for us tomorrow. Look, a lot of that sort of chat hasn't really happened since McGrath and Warner been out of the team. To tell the truth. No, look, it's look. I'm just really excited about the game. There's no need for anything to be said outside. Well, as I said, we'll do our talking on the field tomorrow with our cricket skills. That's what it comes down to. It's not what you say on or off the field. It's how you perform under pressure, and we've got a great record of performing under pressure. So that's what we want to be able to do again tomorrow.
Ricky, this is just an extension of the question about either you or Tendulkar's side getting knocked out. This is perhaps possibly the last time it's a duel between Sachin Tendulkar and Ricky Ponting on the World Cup stage. What are your thoughts on that? And number two, thrice in the group stages, the Indian batting has collapsed dramatically. You must have noticed that and had a quick word with your team.
Yeah, of course we've noticed the crashes that they've had towards the end of their innings. I think it was 9 for 29, wasn't it, against South Africa? So we are very aware of that. We're also aware of a lot of the Indian players' records against us as well. If you have a look at their career stats and have a look at their stats against Australia, there's some quite dramatic differences there, which we're obviously wary of. So, if we know the style of cricket that we have to play if we want to win against India, and we have to make sure we're good enough to do that tomorrow. As far as the other question goes about Sachin and I maybe playing our last game in World Cups, well, the way he's going, he might even play another World Cup yet. So, hopefully I can start turning things in the right direction tomorrow to give myself a chance of playing another World Cup as well. But we'll both probably be in wheelchairs by then. He'll probably be 42 and I'll be about 40. So it's be interesting to see us running between the wickets in that next World Cup.
You've mostly been reliant on your pace attack, while India doesn't seem to have a fixed bowling unit as of now. So what do you say? Would you have an edge as far as bowling is concerned? And obviously the Indian team has acknowledged that your fielding is much better, and that's where they could, you also have an upper hand.
Yeah, it's interesting to hear them saying some good things about us. They're obviously having a good look at what we're doing and how we're playing our cricket. There's no doubt that we are more reliant on our fast bowlers taking wickets for us than we have been on our spinners in the tournament so far. India are probably the exact opposite of that. Looking at their last game, I think it was the 26th or 27th over before Munaf Patel bowled a single over in the game. So, we have an idea that they'll probably do something similar tomorrow. Probably open with Zahir with a new ball and maybe one of their spinners. Get their spinners on early and their part-timers on early, and then bring their quicker bowlers back around the ball change time, and then probably close the innings out with their quicks. So I'd expect that, probably tomorrow we're going to be facing at least 30 overs of spin bowling, and they can probably be assured that they're going to be facing at least 30 overs of fast bowling. So two contrasting ways to look at it, but they're both strengths of each team. We feel if our fast bowlers bowl well tomorrow against their batsmen, that we'll have a good chance.
Well, Ricky, a question again on Sachin Tendulkar. He has scored 99 hundreds in international cricket now. If he scores another one, this will be his 100th.
That's
Any
right.
special plan?